Hi, I'm Holly Hirshberg from dinnergarden.org, and I'm going to use up some of my pantry staples. I'm going to make pancakes today. This is one of those things that I make on days when I have a lot of stuff. Oh, I almost put this in the wrong place. When I have a lot of stuff that I need to use up. You know, I'm running low on eggs, I'm running low on everything, haven't been to the grocery store. Pancakes, delicious, fun to have, a special treat, and I'm using up the stuff in my cabinet anyway. 2 eggs. Put the shells in my compost pile, and I'm gonna mix it up a little bit with my whisk. This is a whisk. And I'll just make everything blend. Pancakes are one of those things, you know, a lot of people get them special when they go out to eat. They're not hard to make at home. I have, let me check my cheat sheet here. I have a cup of milk. I'm gonna use skim milk. Use any kind you want. I like the skim because I'm gonna add a lot of fat to it when I eat it because I'm gonna add butter and syrup. So I figure, you know, at least this way I can pretend they're good for me. I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. That's gonna make everything work right. And that'll cut the sweetness of my syrup later on. This is sugar, 3 tablespoons of sugar. And as I go, I'm gonna mix it because that's gonna make it, mixing it at the end, a lot easier. Now you can leave out the sugar if you want to do it a little more savory. I like the sugar. That's why I put it in. 1/4 cup of oil, just regular vegetable oil. Don't do olive oil or it's gonna taste terrible. Some people do melted butter. I guess it depends on what you're using up in your pantry. Then, okay, now, this is where it gets exciting. I have 4 teaspoons of baking powder here, and I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna put those together before I put them in my big mixing bowl. And I'm gonna mix it together with a fork. Because when this hits the liquid, I want it to all hit at the same time. So I'm just gonna stir that in there. You know, a lot of times they talk about sifting things together or whatever. You know, I tell you, I'm a lazy cook. And so I do it the easy way. This is the easy way. Okay, so I have that mixed together. And I'm gonna put it in with my mixture over here. And then I'm gonna mix it. Now, you want this to be lumpy. You can see it's mixing there. It's gonna be lumpy. I just don't want any raw flour. You can use an electric mixer, but you know, if you have a whisk, just pull it out of your cabinet and use that. No point in getting out a big piece of equipment. Usually I make these, you know, on the weekend morning. I don't want to do a lot of dishes afterwards. So I just use minimal amount of equipment and I'm good to go. All right. Okay, you know what? It's a little bit thick. I'm gonna add some more milk. So if it's not the consistency you want, then you can add more milk. I'm gonna add more milk, probably another cup of milk. I'm gonna mix it up and I'm gonna show you what it should look like. So hang on one sec, let me mix it up. This is a great recipe because if you didn't add enough of something or you wanna add a little more of something, you can, and it's not that big a deal. If you wanted to add vanilla, if you wanted to add, you know what I like to do? Pumpkin pie spice, so that my pancakes are pumpkin pie spice flavored. You can have chocolate chips, just whatever you have on hand, use it up. This is a good time. Apples, fruit. All right, this is more the consistency I want. It's thick, but I can still stir it. Got some lumps in it. We want it to have the lumps. And I'm ready to move to the stove now. All right, I'm ready to start cooking. I have my pan heating up on medium heat. I don't want to put my pancakes in a cold pan, so give your pan a couple of seconds to heat up. I have a non-stick pan, so I don't need to add oil. If you have a regular pan, might want to spray it with some non-stick cooking spray, maybe some butter or put some oil in it, something to keep it from sticking, because if your pancakes stick, you're going to be so sad. I have a spoonful of pancake mix. I'm going to put it on my, you know, once you get a little more adventurous, you can do bigger ones or more, like a little design. But I'm just going to show you this. Now, a trick to pancakes. It's kind of hard to tell when they're done. And when you first start making pancakes, you might get confused about when to flip them. It takes about a minute per side. If you look at it, you can see it's starting to get some bubbles. That's going to be where the steam comes up into the pancake and makes it raise up. I need to see bubbles all over the surface before I'm ready to flip it. So a little bit of patience. They do cook quickly, but you have to be sure that you wait so that your pancakes turn out right. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait while my surface bubbles up. So it's ready to flip. You can see it's raising up, bubbles all over the top. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it. It's starting to smell cooked too. Perfect, look at that. All right, now I'm gonna give it about a minute on this side too, maybe 30, 45 seconds. Probably doesn't need to cook as long because it's already kind of cooked through, but oh, it looks great, doesn't it? Okay, how do I tell if this side is done? Like a cake, you can touch it, don't burn yourself. You can touch it, if it bounces back, it's probably done. And we can check the other side too. See how it's all brown and golden and beautiful? Looks done. I'll even flip it to show you the other side. Yeah. Got another one going here. Flip it over, look how beautiful. Brown around the edges, brown in the center. Oh my gosh, awesome. All right, this one's done. You can see I have a lot of batter left. I'm gonna be able to make a couple of stacks of pancakes. What a great weekend breakfast. You know what, it's easy enough, you could make it on a weekday too. Enjoy.